The Decentralized Revolution. This ebook dives into the transformative world of blockchain technology, a force redefining trust, value, and collaboration in the digital age. Module 1 lays the groundwork, exploring blockchain's fundamentals, architecture, applications, and real-world impact. From Bitcoin's genesis to DeFi's financial frontiers, DAO's governance models to regulatory challenges, these chapters equip you with the knowledge to navigate and harness this decentralized future. Whether you're an entrepreneur or curious explorer, this is your guide to a technology reshaping our world. Chapter 1. The Fundamentals of Blockchain Technology. Introduction to Blockchain. Blockchain technology is more than just a buzzword. It's a transformative force reshaping how we handle money, claim ownership of our data, and navigate financial services and markets. In an era of rapid digital evolution, blockchain stands out as a decentralized framework that fosters trust, transparency, and efficiency in ways traditional systems struggle to replicate. Its significance lies in its ability to pave the way for a new monetary system, one that promotes financial inclusion by reaching those underserved by conventional institutions and reduces fraud through secure, immutable records. It streamlines operations and unlocks new revenue streams. For individuals, it offers unprecedented control over their digital lives. This chapter dives into the essentials of blockchain, exploring its origins, features, and the vast opportunities it creates in a global economy. What is blockchain? Imagine blockchain as a digital ledger, not controlled by a bank, government, or any single entity, but shared across a network of computers worldwide. This decentralized setup ensures that once information is recorded in a block and linked to the chain, it cannot be altered without network consensus. This transparency and immutability are its hallmarks. Every transaction is visible to participants, and its history is locked in a tamper-proof sequence. By distributing data across countless nodes rather than centralizing it, blockchain builds trust without intermediaries, offering a revolutionary foundation for secure, fraud-resistant systems in the digital age. The origin of blockchain. The blockchain story begins with Bitcoin, introduced in 2008 by an enigmatic figure, or group, known as Satoshi Nakamoto. In a white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, Nakamoto outlined a vision for a decentralized digital currency that lets people send money directly to one another, bypassing banks entirely. This vision materialized on January 3, 2009, with the mining of the Genesis block, the first block in Bitcoin's blockchain. Embedded within it the message, "Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks," a headline from a 2009 newspaper signaling Bitcoin's mission to offer an alternative to a faltering financial system. This wasn't just the birth of a currency, it was the debut of blockchain as a concept, proving decentralization could thrive. Bitcoin and decentralization. Bitcoin operates on a decentralized network powered by its users, free from central authorities or middlemen. No single entity owns or controls it. Instead, it's driven by an algorithm and maintained by nodes, computers run by individuals worldwide. This structure makes Bitcoin impossible to turn off and resilient against interference, ensuring its security as a digital currency. Its impact on traditional financial systems has been seismic, exposing the inefficiencies and exclusivity of legacy institutions. By enabling peer-to-peer transactions without intermediaries, Bitcoin demonstrated that decentralization isn't just feasible, it's powerful, inspiring a reimagining of how value moves globally. Beyond Bitcoin, Ethereum. Building on Bitcoin's foundation, Ethereum emerged in 2015, spearheaded by programmer Vitalik Buterin. Ethereum aimed higher than digital cash. It sought to create a world computer, a decentralized platform where interconnected devices operate as a single computational entity. This leap introduced smart contracts, self-executing agreements coded into the blockchain, and decentralized applications, dApps run without centralized control, expanding blockchain's scope far beyond currency. Ethereum's vision catalyzed the shift from Web 2's corporate-dominated internet to Web 3's user-centric ecosystem, proving blockchain's potential as a versatile, programmable infrastructure. Key features of blockchain technology. Blockchain's revolutionary nature rests on two pillars: decentralization and cryptography. Decentralization eliminates intermediaries, fostering trust through a shared network rather than a single overseer. Cryptography secures transactions and ensures their integrity using complex algorithms. These features work in tandem. Cryptography validates ownership and maintains transparency, while decentralization ensures no one can unilaterally alter the ledger. Together, they create a system where trust is built into the code. Whether it's a farmer securing a loan or an artist proving ownership of a digital creation, blockchain delivers reliability in a trustless world. Blockchain has birthed a new class of digital assets, redefining ownership and value in the digital realm. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ether are the pioneers, but the landscape now includes non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and tokenized assets, digital representations of everything from art to real estate. In the Web 2 era, centralized platforms controlled your data and content, often monetizing it without your input. Blockchain flips this script. You own your data, intellectual property, and assets outright. Smart contracts amplify this shift, automatically executing agreements, like paying royalties to creators whenever their work is sold or used. Think of cryptocurrencies as digital rewards points with limitless potential. Earned, spent, traded, or invested, they fuel a multifaceted, user-driven economy. Applications and opportunities. Blockchain's impact stretches far beyond finance, transforming how value is created, shared, and sustained. It redefines ownership and monetization in the digital economy, letting creators and businesses connect directly with audiences. Sustainability efforts benefit too. Blockchain tracks carbon credits for net zero goals, powers smart city innovations, and ensures ESG trust through transparent ledgers. In supply chains, it verifies provenance, cutting fraud and boosting efficiency. Most crucially, it fosters financial inclusion, offering decentralized platforms that deliver loans, payments, and savings to the unbanked. These applications herald a future where interconnected markets empower individuals and support a more equitable, efficient world. Blockchain isn't just technology, it's a strategic enabler of complex, multifaceted markets. It underpins decentralized finance, DeFi, where users lend, borrow, and trade without banks, and digital ownership, where assets, physical or virtual, are securely controlled by their rightful owners. By putting data ownership back in individuals' hands and establishing a source of truth on a transparent ledger, blockchain connects creators and consumers directly, fostering ecosystems where innovation thrives. This interconnectedness empowers businesses to unlock revenue streams and individuals to engage in global markets, laying the groundwork for a decentralized economic paradigm. Conclusion and research resources. Blockchain technology is a transformative force, shifting how we interact, transact, and trust in the digital age. From Bitcoin's decentralized currency to Ethereum's programmable platform, it offers a blueprint for a user-driven future. Its secure, transparent nature opens doors to financial inclusion, sustainability, and innovation, challenging traditional systems while creating new opportunities. For deeper exploration, the blockchain guides offer technical insights, while the World Economic Forum's white papers unpack its societal impact. IBM's Blockchain Basics is another excellent starting point. This chapter sets the stage. Next, we'll explore the components and architecture that power this remarkable technology. Chapter 2. Key components and architecture of blockchain systems. Introduction to blockchain architecture. Blockchain technology is a marvel of modern engineering, a carefully orchestrated system that delivers the decentralized promise introduced in Chapter 1. It's not just a ledger or a buzzword, it's a robust framework of interlocking components designed to ensure security, transparency, and trust without a central authority. While Chapter 1 gave us the why, blockchain's potential to transform finance, ownership, and more, this chapter dives into the how. We'll explore the foundational elements that make blockchain tick: distributed ledgers, consensus mechanisms, and smart contracts. Together, they form an architecture powering everything from Bitcoin's peer-to-peer cash to Ethereum's sprawling ecosystem of applications. Understanding this structure isn't just technical trivia, it's the key to unlocking blockchain's real-world impact across industries. Key components of blockchain. Every blockchain system rests on three pillars, each vital to its operation and revolutionary in its own right. Distributed ledger. Picture a massive, unbreakable notebook, duplicated across thousands of computers, called nodes, around the globe. This isn't your bank's private database. It's a shared, synchronized record where every transaction, from a crypto transfer to a supply chain update, is logged in real time. No single entity owns it, and altering it demands agreement from the network. This setup ensures transparency. Everyone sees the same truth, and resilience. If one node fails, the others carry on. It's the bedrock of blockchain's trustless design, turning a simple ledger into a global source of truth. Consensus mechanism. In a world without a boss, how do all these nodes agree on what's valid? Enter consensus mechanisms, the rules that keep a decentralized network in sync. Take proof of work. Bitcoin's miners race to solve cryptographic puzzles to earn the right to add a block. It's slow but secure, thwarting tampering with sheer computational might. Contrast that with proof of stake, used in Ethereum 2.0, where validators stake their own crypto to approve transactions, trading energy for efficiency. Other flavors, like delegated proof of stake, practical Byzantine fault tolerance, tweak the balance of speed, security, and scale. These mechanisms aren't just tech. They're the heartbeat of decentralization, ensuring fairness without a referee. Smart contracts. If the ledger is the canvas and consensus the brush, are the artist's vision. Self-executing agreements coded into the blockchain. Introduced by Ethereum, they automate tasks with precision. A contract might release funds when a shipment arrives, or pay royalties when an NFT sells, all without a middleman. Written in languages like Solidity, they're tamper-proof once deployed, enforcing rules with the certainty of math. From DeFi loans to digital art marketplaces, smart contracts are the engine driving blockchain beyond simple transactions into a world of programmable possibilities. These components don't just coexist, they interlock, creating a system that's secure, adaptable, and fiercely independent. How blockchain operates. Let's walk through the dance of blockchain in action. Say you send 1 Bitcoin to a friend. That transaction broadcasts to the network, a chorus of nodes listening in. Step 1. Verification. In POW, miners scramble to crack a cryptographic puzzle. Think of it as a digital lock. Only brute force can open, while in POS, validators put up their stake to vouch for it. Once verified, the transaction joins others in a block, like a page in our global notebook. Step 2. Linking. That block gets a unique fingerprint, a hash, tying it to the previous block with cryptographic glue, forming an unbreakable chain. Step 3. Consensus. Nodes agree this block's legit, updating their ledgers in unison. If someone tries to cheat, say, rewriting a past transaction, they'd need to redo every hash back to the start. A feat so costly, it's practically impossible. Nodes aren't just cogs, they're validators and watchdogs, keeping the system honest. This cycle, broadcast, verify, link, sync, runs non-stop, making blockchain a living, breathing machine of trust. Types of blockchain networks. Blockchain isn't one size fits all. It adapts to purpose through distinct flavors. Public blockchains. These are the Wild West. Open, decentralized, and permissionless. Bitcoin and Ethereum welcome anyone to join, mine, or validate. They're transparent to a fault. Every transaction's public and inclusive, letting a coder in Mumbai or a farmer in Iowa participate. But freedom has a price. They're slower, bogged down by scale and consensus overhead. Private blockchains. Think of these as gated communities, restricted access, tailored for specific needs. A corporation like IBM might use one to track internal supply chains, controlling who sees what. They sacrifice decentralization for speed and privacy, zipping through transactions since fewer nodes need to agree. It's blockchain with guardrails, perfect for enterprise, but less pure to purists. Consortium blockchains. The middle ground, governed by a club, not a king. A group of banks might share one for cross-border payments, blending collaboration with control. They're faster than public chains, more open than private ones, striking a balance for industries needing trust among peers, not the whole world. Each type bends blockchain's rules: public for freedom, private for efficiency, consortium for teamwork, showing its versatility in action. Scalability and performance. Blockchain's growth hits a wall. Scalability. Bitcoin's 7 transactions per second pales next to Visa's 24,000. Why? Every node processes every transaction. A strength for security, but a chokehold on speed. As users flood in, networks clog, fees spike, and delays mount. Solutions are brewing. Ethereum's POS shift cuts energy use and ups throughput. The Lightning Network layers atop Bitcoin, handling microtransactions off-chain, settling only the final tally on-chain, like a bar tab paid at night's end. Sharding splits the blockchain into chunks, letting nodes tackle pieces in parallel, a divide-and-conquer fix. These aren't perfect. Trades, some decentralization, sharding adds complexity, but they're pushing blockchain toward a future where it can handle the world's demands without buckling. These aren't theoretical gears, they power real solutions. Proof of work locks down Bitcoin's ledger, a fortress against fraud. POS fuels Ethereum's greener upgrades, proving sustainability can scale. In supply chains, consensus ensures a shipment's journey, from factory to store, is etched in stone, no fakes allowed. Smart contracts. In real estate, a contract transfers a deed once payment clears, no escrow needed. In healthcare, it guards patient consent, releasing data only to approved eyes. In logistics, it pays drivers when goods arrive, instant and fair. These aren't just shortcuts, they slash costs, kill delays, and rewrite industries by cutting out the middleman. From securing crypto to streamlining trade, these components turn blockchain into a practical titan, not a lab experiment. Conclusion. Blockchain's architecture, distributed ledgers, consensus mechanisms, smart contracts, isn't just a tech stack. It's a revolution. It delivers a world where trust is coded into every block, where efficiency trumps bureaucracy, and where decentralization isn't a dream, but a machine humming worldwide. Public networks democratize access, private ones sharpen business, consortiums each proving blockchain's adaptability. Scalability is a work in progress, but the fixes are coming. This foundation isn't static. It's the launchpad for the applications we'll explore next, from finance to beyond. Blockchain isn't just built to work, it's built to last. Chapter 3. Blockchain applications across key industries. Introduction to blockchain applications. Blockchain isn't a theoretical toy. It's a powerhouse reshaping the world, one industry at a time. Chapter 1 unveiled its fundamentals, from Bitcoin's rebellious roots to Ethereum's programmable promise, while Chapter 2 dissected its engine, ledgers, consensus, and smart contracts. Now, we step out of the lab and into reality. This chapter explores how blockchain's decentralized DNA tackles real problems, boosting efficiency, slashing fraud, and opening doors across finance, healthcare, supply chains, government, energy, and more. Its transformative magic lies in adaptability, a single technology bending to fit diverse needs, from tracking tomatoes to securing votes. Here we'll see blockchain in action, proving it's not just a buzz, it's a revolution with boots on the ground. Finance industry. Finance is blockchain's first love, and it's rewriting the rules. Cross-border payments, once a slog of days-long delays and fat fees, now zip through in minutes. Picture sending $1,000 from New York to Nairobi. Traditional banks might chew 5 to 7% in charges and take 3 days. Blockchain cuts that to pennies and seconds, thanks to its distributed ledger, syncing globally without a middleman. Decentralized finance, DeFi, takes it further. Platforms like Uniswap or compound ditch banks entirely. You can lend your crypto to earn 5% interest, borrow against it for a business loan, or swap tokens peer-to-peer, all via smart contracts humming on Ethereum. No tellers, no paperwork, just code and trust. Real impact? A freelancer in Argentina can bypass a shaky peso, earning in stablecoins, while a startup skips venture capital for a token sale. Blockchain's financial shakeup isn't coming. It's here, democratizing money like never before. Healthcare. In healthcare, Blockchain is solving chaos with order. Patient records are a mess, scattered across hospitals, locked in silos, vulnerable to breaches. Blockchain steps in with an encrypted shared ledger. Your medical history, from allergies to surgeries, sits securely on-chain, accessible only to doctors you greenlight. No more faxing files or praying a hack doesn't spill your data. It's immutable, private, and instant. Beyond records, clinical trials get a trust boost. Researchers log every result on-chain, time-stamped and tamper-proof, so drug companies can't fudge outcomes. A win for science and safety. In the pharmaceutical supply chain, blockchain tracks pills from factory to pharmacy. Counterfeit drugs kill thousands yearly. Now, a scan proves your antibiotic's legit. Not a chalk placebo. Companies like Chronicled use this with MetaLedger, linking healthcare giants to cut fraud. It's not flashy, but it's life-saving. Blockchain unties the knots. Imagine buying a diamond ring. Is it conflict-free or funding war? Blockchain's transparent ledger tracks it from mine to jeweler, every step etched in stone. Walmart does this with IBM's Food Trust. Scan a mango's QR code, and you'll see its farm, harvest date, and shipping path all immutable. Fraud collapses. If a supplier slips in fake fish, the chain screams foul. Smart contracts kick in, paying a trucker the second goods hit the dock. No invoicing dance required. Maersk, the shipping titan, uses TradeLens to sync ports worldwide, slashing paperwork and delays. A real story. In 2018, Walmart traced contaminated lettuce to its source in hours, not weeks, saving shelves and stomachs. Blockchain turns murky supply lines into crystal-clear highways, proving trust can be coded. Government governments, slow, clunky, and often distrusted, get a blockchain facelift. Identity verification is a prime target. Estonia's e-residency program hands citizens blockchain-based digital IDs, secure, portable, and fraud-proof. Need a passport renewed or taxes filed? Log in, done, no lines, no fakes. Blockchain's immutability could end ballot stuffing. A pilot in West Virginia let overseas soldiers vote via a mobile app in 2018, every choice locked on-chain, transparent yet secret. Public records shine too. Land titles in Georgia, the country, sit on blockchain, cutting corruption. No clerk can lose your deed for a bribe. It's there forever. Tax filings could follow, verified by smart contracts. It's not utopia, tech literacy lags, but blockchain's chipping away at bureaucracy, making government less a burden and more a service. Energy and resources. Energy's future glows greener with blockchain. Carbon credit trading, a clunky market, gets precise. Credits tracked on a transparent ledger ensure real emissions cuts, not greenwashing. Australia's power ledger takes it home. Households with solar panels sell excess juice to neighbours, no utility middleman. A sunny day in Perth sees a family earn $10 selling power, all logged on-chain, while carbon tokens tick up. Smart grids amplify this. Imagine a city where every meter talks, balancing load via blockchain, cutting blackouts. In oil-rich Alberta, companies like Petrotech tokenize crude reserves, letting investors buy in without brokers. Sustainability meets profit. Blockchain aligns incentives, proving environmentalism can pay. It's not just tech. It's a new energy economy, decentralized and earth-friendly. Blockchain's horizon sparkles with tech mashups. Pair it with the Internet of Things, IoT, smart sensors in a warehouse ping a blockchain, logging goods in real time, no human needed. Add artificial intelligence, AI. It crunches decentralized data for insights, like predicting crop yields, all while keeping privacy intact. These combos birth wild ideas. Autonomous supply chains where drones deliver, paid via smart contracts. Healthcare AIs diagnosing from on-chain records. Tokenized ecosystems where a musician's NFT funds a tour. Economically, blockchain spawns new models. Think decentralized Patreon or micro-investments in solar farms. It's not static, it's a launchpad, fusing with tomorrow's tools to redefine industries we haven't even named yet. Challenges and future outlook. Blockchain's road isn't smooth. Scalability drags. Bitcoin's 7 TPS can't touch Visa's 24,000. Sharding, splitting the chain, and Layer 2, Off-chain tricks are closing the gap. Regulations a wild card. Governments eye DeFi with suspicion, unsure how to leash a borderless beast. Energy hogs like POW face green backlash, pushing POS as the fix. Yet, the future glimmers. Mass adoption could see blockchain powering smart cities, traffic lights on-chain, taxes auto-collected, or global finance with every stock tokenized. The trick? Balance scale with security, freedom with rules. It's messy, but the payoff, a world where trust is cheap and access is universal, makes every hurdle worth it. Conclusion. Blockchain's reach is vast. Finance gains inclusion, healthcare security, supply chains trust, government efficiency, energy sustainability. It's a strategic Swiss Army knife, slicing through inefficiency and gatekeepers with decentralized precision. Walmart's lettuce trace, Estonia's IDs, Power Ledger's solar trades. These aren't pilots, they're proof. Whether you're a CEO eyeing logistics or a coder dreaming of dApps, blockchain's real-world wins opportunity. Challenges linger, but its adaptability shines. Next, we'll zoom into the economics fueling this beast, tokenomics and DeFi, where value meets vision in a decentralized dance. Chapter 4. Tokenomics and Decentralized Finance, DeFi. Introduction to Tokenomics and DeFi. If blockchain is the engine, applications the wheels, then tokenomics and decentralized finance, DeFi, are the fuel, igniting a financial revolution that's rewriting the rules of money. Tokenomics isn't just jargon, it's the economic DNA of blockchain, weaving value, utility, and power into digital tokens. DeFi takes this further, wielding smart contracts to rip financial services from the grip of banks and hand them to anyone with a wallet and a Wi-Fi signal. Building on Chapter 1's fundamentals, like Bitcoin's defiance and Ethereum's programmability, this chapter explores how these twin forces dismantle barriers, spark inclusion, and turn users into players in a global, decentralized economy. From rural farmers to urban coders, DeFi and tokenomics are the pulse of blockchain's promise. Let's see how they beat. Overview of Decentralized Finance, DeFi. DeFi is blockchain's bold middle finger to centralized banking, a world where loans, savings, and trades don't need a suit in a skyscraper to sign off. Traditional finance locks out billions. 1.7 billion adults lack bank accounts, per the World Bank, stuck behind fees, paperwork, or geography. DeFi says no more. Built on Ethereum's smart contracts, it offers open-source platforms where anyone with a smartphone can join. No tellers, no branches, just code running on a decentralized network, syncing globally via Chapter 2's distributed ledger. Lend your crypto and earn interest, borrow against it for a car, trade tokens without a broker, all automated, all transparent. It's not a tweak to the old system, it's a new one, slashing costs and gatekeepers to make finance a right, not a privilege. Key concepts in tokenomics and DeFi. Tokenomics and DeFi dance together, powered by ideas that turn digital bits into economic muscle. Redefining value. Creation tokens aren't just coins, they're Lego bricks of value. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are money. Utility tokens, like Binance Coin, BNB, unlock perks, say, cheaper trades. Governance tokens, like Uniswap's UNE, give you a vote on platform rules. They reward action, stake tokens in a pool, earn more as interest. Think of a game developer issuing tokens for in-app perks, building a microeconomy where players fuel growth. It's value with a purpose, coded into blockchain's DNA. DeFi platforms, lending, borrowing, and peer-to-peer trading. Aave lets you lend $1,000 in DAI, a stablecoin pegged to the dollar, and earn 4% annually. No bank needed, just a wallet. Lock $500 in ETH as collateral. Borrow $300 instantly. Uniswap skips the stock exchange. Swap ETH for DAI directly. Smart contracts matching buyers and sellers on-chain. It's all open book. Rules live on Ethereum, visible to all, no fine print. Yield farming and staking. Yield farming's like planting crypto seeds. Deposit tokens in a liquidity pool, say, Curve's stablecoin pot. Earn rewards as fees pile up. In 2020, Yearn Finance users turned $10,000 into $15,000 in months, harvesting yields. Staking simpler, Lock ETH to secure Ethereum's POS network. Earn 5% yearly. It's passive income, blockchain style. Your money works while you sleep. These concepts aren't tech tricks, they're economic engines, spinning up ecosystems where users, not CEOs, hold the keys. Why tokenomics and DeFi matter? DeFi and tokenomics crack open finances. They serve the unbanked. A Kenyan farmer borrows $50 in DAI to buy seeds, repays with harvest cash, no bank branch in sight. Inclusion's the headline. 1.4 billion people joined crypto by 2023, per Statista, many sidestepping traditional hurdles. For businesses, it's a sandbox. A token, fund a startup, reward loyal customers, without Wall Street's blessing. A coffee shop in Tokyo might issue Bean Coin, tradable for lattes, building a loyal tribe. This isn't rigid banking, it's fluid, participatory, letting value ripple where it's needed. Its power shifted from marble lobbies to muddy villages, proving finance can bend to fit the world, not the other way around. Challenges in tokenomics and DeFi. This gold rush has thorns. Token volatility is a roller coaster. ETH might soar 20% today, crash tomorrow, shaking DeFi loans when collateral values tank. Security's a beast. Smart contract bugs have bled billions. 320 million vanished in a 2021 Poly network hack, later returned by a white hat hacker. Regulation's the wild card. Governments squint at DeFi's pseudonymity, fretting over tax evasion or money laundering. The SEC's sued projects like Ripple, claiming tokens are securities, while the EU's MiCA looms. These aren't fatal, they're growing pains. Audits, stablecoins, and clearer rules are taming the chaos, but caution's the name of the game. Practical applications of tokenomics and DeFi. DeFi is not a dream, it's working. Crowdfunding through token sales, initial coin offerings, ICOs, raised $7.8 billion in 2018. Think Ethereum's 2014 haul of $18 million, kickstarting its empire. Security token offerings, STOs, add legal heft, letting a real estate firm tokenize a building, selling shares to global investors. Payment systems. Starbucks could issue Star tokens, buy a latte, earn tokens, redeem later. VeChain tracks luxury goods, its VET token doubling as payment and proof. Its loyalty meets crypto, seamless and smart. Decentralized governance. MakerDAO's MKR token holders vote on DAI's stability fees. Raise them 1%, tweak the peg, all on-chain. In 2022, they stabilized DAI during a market dip, a community flexing muscle. Real stories abound. A Nigerian artist crowdfunded $10,000 via an ICO for a gallery. A US freelancer earns in DAI, dodging bank fees. These aren't hypotheticals. They're blockchain's economic pulse, beating loud. Understanding the value of tokenomics and DeFi. The values in empowerment. Businesses tokenize assets. Imagine a $1 million vineyard split into 1,000 tokens, tradable worldwide, unlocking cash without selling out. Individuals tap global markets. A Manila coder stakes ETH, earns $200 monthly, no local bank needed. Creators thrive too. An NFT artist codes royalties into smart contracts, pocketing 10% on every resale, forever. Its ecosystems reborn. Consumers dodge gatekeepers, communities govern platforms, revenue flows where it's earned. This isn't trickle-down, it's a flood, washing control from institutions to users, building a financial web where everyone's a node. Suggested resources for further learning. Want more? Dig in. DeFi Pulse. Tracks. DeFi's Pulse. $50 billion locked by 2023 real-time stats. DeFi Hub. News bites. Hacks. Wins. Trends. Like Aave's latest upgrade. Mastering DeFi by Chris Black. A hands-on guide. Stake your first ETH. Farm your first yield. These aren't dusty tomes. They're live wires to DeFi's beating heart. Conclusion. Tokenomics and DeFi aren't buzzwords. They're blockchain's economic soul, blending Chapter 2's tech with Chapter 3's economics crafts value from code, money, perks, votes, while DeFi's lending, farming, and trading fling financial doors wide open. For businesses, it's growth without gatekeepers. For individuals, it's inclusion without borders. Volatility, bugs, and regulators lurk. But the wins, a farmer-funded and artist-paid, drown out the noise. Next, we'll zoom into DeFi's star players, lending, insurance, trading, where opportunity meets action in a decentralized dawn. Chapter 5: Opportunities in Decentralized Financial Systems, Lending, Insurance, Trading. Introduction to Decentralized Financial Systems. Decentralized finance, DeFi, isn't just a buzz, it's a seismic shift, and this chapter zooms into its crown jewels: lending, insurance, and trading. Chapter 4 laid the groundwork. Tokenomics is the fuel, DeFi is the engine, running on Chapter 2's smart contracts and ledgers. Now, we spotlight how these systems flip the financial script, yanking power from banks and handing it to you, whether you're a farmer in Ghana or a coder in Berlin. Built on blockchain's decentralized rails, they're not tweaks to the old world. They're a new one, accessible, user-driven, and relentless. From peer-to-peer loans to trustless trades, this is where DeFi's rubber hits the road, reshaping how we borrow, protect, and swap value. Let's explore the opportunities lighting up this digital frontier. Decentralized lending platforms. Forget the bank teller's glare. Decentralized lending is a handshake between wallets, powered by code. Platforms like Aave and Compound turn crypto into a lending powerhouse. Here's how. Deposit $1,000 in USDC, a dollar-pegged stablecoin. Earn 3 to 5% interest yearly. No forms, no credit score, just a click. Need cash? Lock $2,000 in ETH as collateral. Borrow $1,200 instantly. Repay when you can. It's all smart contracts. Rules baked into Ethereum, no loan officer needed. The perks? Costs plummet. Banks skim 2 to 5% in fees. DeFi takes a sliver. Access explodes. 1.7 billion unbanked can join with a phone. Flexibility reigns. Adjust terms on the fly. Real story. In 2022, a Kenyan entrepreneur borrowed $500 via Aave to buy solar panels, repaid it with sales, no bank in sight. Lending unshackled, fast, fair, and global, proving money can move without marble halls. Decentralized insurance, slow, opaque, and stingy, gets a blockchain reboot. Decentralized insurance swaps adjusters for algorithms, using smart contracts to pay out fast and square. Imagine a farmer in India. Drought hits, sensors ping. Chainlink's oracles, and Ethereum's contract drops $1,000 into his wallet. No haggling, no delays. Flight delayed? Nexus Mutual's coverage triggers when data confirms it, not when an insurer feels like it. Benefits stack up. Transparency. Terms live on chain. No hidden clauses. Lower premiums. No corporate bloat. Inclusivity. 80% of sub-Saharan Africa's uninsured can tap in. A 2021 pilot insured 10,000 Filipino farmers against typhoons, payouts in days, not months. It's not just insurance, it's a safety net, rewoven for a digital age. Catching those, the old system dropped with speed and trust. Decentralized trading systems. Trading's old guard, stockbrokers, clearinghouses, gets a blockchain body blow with decentralized exchanges, DXs. Uniswap and SushiSwap let you swap ETH for DAE straight from your wallet. No account, no custodian, just you and the chain. Smart contracts play matchmaker, pooling liquidity from users who stake tokens. Drop $1,000 in a pool, earn 0.3% on every trade. Transparency's baked in. Prices and trades glow on Ethereum's ledger, no backroom rigging. Fees, a fraction, 0.3% versus Coinbase's 2%. Controls yours. Funds never leave your grip. Real win. In 2023, a Brazilian trader flipped $500 in ETH to $800 in Link during a market dip. No brokers skimming the top. DEX's strip trading to its core. Trustless, open, and yours, proving markets don't need middlemen to hum. Advantages of decentralized financial systems. Access is king. Anyone, anywhere joins, no bank account required. 1.4 billion crypto users by 2023 prove it. Security's ironclad. Chapter 2's cryptography and immutability/fraud. Hacks hit code, not the core. Costs crash. Middlemen vanish, saving billions. Aave's lending fees are 90% below banks. Flexibility bends to you. Tweak a loan midstream or trade 24/7. For a small business, it's cheap capital. A Bangkok cafe borrows $2,000 to expand, no collateral calls. For individuals, it's freedom. A Venezuelan sidesteps hyperinflation, trading in DAI. It's not efficiency alone, it's equity. Leveling a field once fenced off by suits and skyscrapers, handing power to the people. This frontier's wild and risks lurk. Smart contract bugs are kryptonite. $600 million evaporated in a 2022 wormhole hack. A coder's typo the culprit. Regulations are fog. The US Treasury sanctioned Tornado Cash in 2022 for laundering fears. Volatility stings. ETH drops 30%. Your loan's collateral tanks, liquidating you fast. Mitigation's key. Audits catch flaws. Open Zeppelins saved millions. Stablecoins dodge price swings, and user savvy, spread assets, read code, blunts the edge. These aren't roadblocks. They're potholes on a highway to finance, demanding sharp drivers to navigate the bumps. DeFi's not a whiteboard sketch, it's live and kicking. Lending. Aave's flash loans let coders borrow $1 million instantly, no collateral repaid in one block, or risk losing it all. In 2021, a trader used one to snag $200,000 in arbitrage profits, a high-stakes heist of code and timing. Insurance. Nexus Mutual covers smart contract flops, lose $10,000 to a bug, get it back if you're insured. By 2023, it paid out $15 million, a lifeline for DeFi daredevils where banks won't tread. Trading. Uniswap's liquidity pools turn anyone into a market maker. Stake $500, earn $10 monthly in fees. A college kid in Ohio made $1,200 in 2022, passive income from his dorm. Businesses snag cheap loans. A Berlin startup borrowed $50,000 via Compound to hire staff. Individuals hedge risks. A Ukrainian trader swapped savings to DAI as war loomed. These are DeFi's battle scars. Proof it works, not just dreams. Future outlook. DeFi's horizon blazes with promise. Lending platforms will sharpen risk models. Think AI predicting defaults on chain. Insurance will lean parametric. Rainfall data triggers payouts. No claims filed. Arbel's insured $10 million in crops by 2023 this way. Trading will tokenize the world. Stocks, gold, art swapped 24/7 via cross-chain bridges. Chapter 7's interoperability. Adoption's the spark. Imagine microinsurance for gig workers, $5 premiums, or a farmer trading tokenized wheat futures from a mud hut. Scalability's climbing. Ethereum's sharding nears, regulations thawing. EU's MyCA nods yes. DeFi could rival banks, blending efficiency with inclusion, a financial phoenix rising from blockchain's ashes. Conclusion. Decentralized lending, insurance, and trading aren't just tools. They're opportunities unleashed. They hand users the reins. Accessible loans, instant coverage, open markets, slashing costs and borders, tech. Challenges like bugs and rules loom, but the wins, a Kenyan solar dream, a Brazilian's trade flip, shine brighter. Strategic insights. DeFi's a blueprint for a digital economy where control's yours, not a bank's. Next, we'll explore how decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, extend this power, turning finance into governance with a decentralized twist. Chapter 6. Governance through Decentralized Autonomous Organizations, DAOs. Introduction to Decentralized Autonomous Organizations, DAOs. Imagine a world where organizations don't need CEOs, boardrooms, or corner offices, where decisions flow from a global community, guided by code etched into blockchain. That's the promise of Decentralized Autonomous Organizations, DAOs, a radical leap in governance that builds on blockchain's decentralized roots and smart contract machinery. DAOs aren't just groups, they're living systems, run by token holders, who vote, fund, and shape their future without a central puppet master. If DeFi, chapters 4 to 5, handed financial power to the people, DAOs extend that rebellion to collaboration, replacing hierarchies with networks, suits with software. This chapter unpacks their principles, mechanics, and potential to flip everything from startups to social movements, proving blockchain's reach goes beyond wallets into the very structure of how we work together. Key features of DAOs shine with three defining traits, each a pillar of their disruptive charm. Transparency. Every move, votes, budgets, proposals, lives on the blockchain, a public ledger open to all. No secret handshakes or closed-door deals. If a DAO spends $10,000 on a project, you can see it, down to the timestamp. It's accountability carved in digital stone, a stark contrast to corporate shadows. Automation. Smart contracts are the gears. Self-executing rules that turn votes into action. Pass a proposal to fund a coder? Funds release automatically, no HR middleman. This isn't just efficiency, it's trust coded into reality, cutting human bias and lag. Decentralization. Power doesn't perch at the top. It's spread across token holders, from a student in Seoul to a retiree in Rio. No single throat to choke. Control lies in the crowd, guided by tokens. It's democracy rebooted, where participation, not position, rules. These aren't buzzwords, they're the DNA of a system that's rewriting authority, one block at a time. How DAOs operate. DAOs hum like digital beehives, chaotic yet precise. Picture this. You hold 100 tokens a DAO, a titan managing the DAI stablecoin. A proposal pops up. Raise DAI's stability fee by 1% to curb inflation. You log in, stake your tokens, vote yes. Others join, 10,000 tokens say yes, 8,000 say no. The smart contract tallies it, executes the hike, adjusts DAI's peg, all on chain, no human meddling. Governance varies. Maker waits, votes by token count. Others like Aragon use one person, one vote or reputation scores. Roles emerge organically. Token holders set strategy, coders build, marketers spread the word. Coordinated via Discord or Snapshot, not an office. The DAO's 2016 flop, a 150 million hack, taught harsh lessons. But today's stars, Maker, Malok, show it works. A community steering its ship, no captain required. Benefits of DAO governance. DAOs don't just change the game, they torch the rulebook. Innovation explodes, pool global brains, fund wild ideas, no venture capital gatekeepers. Gitcoin's DAO dropped $25 million on open source code by 2023, outpacing corporate grants. Bureaucracy? Gone. Decisions zip through in days, not months. A Moloch DAO vote funded a DApp in 48 hours flat. Inclusivity's the kicker. Anyone with tokens joins, no resume needed. A coder in Lagos pitches a fix, a retiree in Oslo backs it. Geography's dead. Real impact. Ukraine DAO raised $6.75 million in ETH in 2022 for war relief, proving DAOs can pivot fast where NGOs crawl. It's governance that's lean, open, and borderless, outstripping rigid old structures with raw collective horsepower. Challenges and risks of DAOs. DAOs aren't invincible. Cracks show. Legal murk's a beast. Most countries don't see DAOs as entities, so who's liable if funds vanish? Wyoming's 2021 DAO law is a start, but it's a patchwork. Security stings. The DAO's 2016 hack, $150 million siphoned via a code flaw, still haunts. Even now, a 2023 exploit hit Mango markets for $100 million. Governance can wobble. Token whales, big holders, skew votes, like a 2022 compound drama where 1% of holders swayed 90% of power. Low turnout's another ghost. Only 10% of Maker holders vote on average, risking apathy. Fixes brew. Better audits, fairer token splits, legal wrappers. But these are hurdles, not walls, demanding vigilance to keep the dream alive. Applications of DAOs. DAOs aren't theory, they're thriving. Community-driven projects. Gitcoin's DAO funds coders. 1,000 grants. Turn ideas into Ethereum tools, a grassroots R&D lab. Investment ventures. Moloch DAO pools. ETH for Ethereum projects. $2 million. Seeded upgrades like Optimism by 2023. VC without the suits. Real-world impact. In finance, MakerDAO keeps DAI steady, handling $5 billion in volume. In art, PleaserDAO bought a $4 million Wu-Tang album NFT. In tech, DXDAO runs decentralized apps. A standout, Friends with Benefits, FWB, a social DAO, blends crypto and culture. FWB tokens unlock events, netting $1.5 million for creators. From startups to charity, DAOs flex. Profit meets purpose, all on blockchain's open stage. Future of decentralized governance. DAOs are just warming up. Trends hint at a boom. Businesses might ditch boards for DAO councils. PwC predicts 10% of firms could test this by 2030. Communities could self-govern. A neighborhood DAO taxes, via tokens, funds parks, no city hall needed. DAOs with legal shells, blending autonomy with compliance. Impacts seismic. Imagine a Coca-Cola with a stakeholder DAO or a union run on-chain. Opportunities activists rally like Ukraine DAO. It's not flawless, security and law lag, but DAOs sketch a future where power's not hoarded, it's shared, a blueprint for a world that collaborates by default. DAOs are decentralized governance unleashed, transparent, automated, inclusive. They harness smart contracts to unite people around goals. Funding code, stabilizing coins, aiding wars, all without a boss. Challenges like hacks and legal fog test their mettle, but applications from Gitcoin to MakerDAO prove they deliver. Strategic insight? DAOs empower collaboration, shred bureaucracy, and redefine who calls the shots. As we pivot to Chapter 7, we'll tackle interoperability, how these blockchain islands connect, amplifying DAOs and beyond into a seamless, unstoppable web. Chapter 7. Interoperability Challenges in Blockchain. Introduction to Interoperability. Blockchain's a constellation of stars. Bitcoin, Ethereum, DAOs, DeFi, Chapters 4 to 5, each blazing bright but often alone. Enter interoperability, the cosmic glue to connect these worlds, letting value, data, and dreams flow between them. Chapter 1 showed blockchain's decentralized roots. Chapter 2, its gears. Chapter 3, its reach. Now we face a truth. Silos stifle potential. A Bitcoin holder can't lend on Aave without hoops. A DAO on Ethereum can't tap Solana's speed. Interoperability isn't a luxury. It's the key to unlocking blockchain's full promise. A web where ecosystems talk, not just whisper. This chapter dives into why it's tough, what's working, and where it's headed. Because of fragmented blockchains, a half-built revolution. Key interoperability issues. Blockchain's islands don't play nice. Here's why. Lack of communication. Bitcoin and Ethereum are like neighbors with no phone line. Different protocols, SHA-256 versus EVM, mean no chit-chat. You can't send BTC to an Ethereum DAPP. They're locked in their own orbits. Compatibility problems. Smart contracts speak different tongues. Solidity on Ethereum, Rust on Solana, while token standards clash. ERC20 versus BEP20. It's like trying to plug a USB into a lightning port, close, but no cigar. Scalability concerns. Fragmentation chokes growth. Each chain processes its own load, Ethereum's 15 TPS, Solana's 65,000, but without bridges, demand piles up, fees spike, and speed lags. A 2022 Ethereum gas war hit $100 per swap, a scalability cry for help. These aren't quirks, they're walls, splitting a tech meant to unite, slowing the seamless future blockchainers dream of. Current solutions to interoperability. The cavalry's here, patching gaps with grit. Cross-chain bridges, wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC, locks 1 BTC on Bitcoin, mints 1 WBTC on Ethereum, $5 billion worth by 2023, letting BTC join DeFi. Hacks sting. Wormholes, $320 million loss in 2022 showed bridges can break. Standardization efforts. ERC20 tokens unify Ethereum's assets. 100 billion in value follows this rule, while ERC71 births NFTs. It's a handshake, not a hug. Chains like Binance Smart Chain ape it, but full harmony's distant. Interoperability platforms. Polkadot's a relay hub, linking parachains like Moonbeam, $1.5 billion locked by 2023. Cosmos uses zones and an IBC protocol, syncing $60 billion across chains. They're interstate highways, not backroads, aiming for a blockchain internet. Bridges bleed, standards stutter, but they're lifelines, stitching ecosystems into something bigger. Technological approaches to addressing challenges, digging deeper beyond quick patches. Sidechains, liquid network pegs to Bitcoin, offloading trades, 10,000 TPS versus Bitcoin 7, then settles back. It's a turbo lane, easing congestion and linking chains, though trust in pegs wobbles. Layer 2. Solutions. Ethereum's optimism batches trades off-chain, slashing fees from $50 to $1 with bridges to Polygon or Arbitrum. It's a bypass road, fast, cheap, tying Layer 2s to mainnets and beyond. Oracles. Chain links the town crier, fetching real-world data, gold prices, weather, for $50 billion in DeFi contracts by 2023. It bridges on-chain to off-chain, a lifeline for cross-chain chatter. These aren't band-aids, they're blueprints, boosting speed, scale, and torque. Complexity and security, e.g., Oracle tampering, keep engineers sweating. Industry implications of interoperability. When chains connect, industries morph. In DeFi, picture this. Borrow DAI on Aave, Ethereum, trade it on PancakeSwap, Binance Smart Chain, stake on Solana. All one wallet, no friction. A 2023 trader flipped $10,000 across chains, netting $15,000 in a day, bridges humming. Developers win too. Build a dApp on Polkadot, tap Ethereum's security, Solana's speed, Cosmos's reach. It's a Lego set of strengths. Adoption soars. Businesses weave blockchain into supply chains, Chapter 3. Syncing IBM's food trust with VeChain, no silos. Real case. OneChain linked Ethereum and XRP Ledger, moving $100 million in assets by 2022. It's a world where your crypto isn't trapped. Interoperability is the key, turning blockchain from a tool into an ecosystem. Future trends in blockchain. Interoperability, the horizon's electric. Universal standards could rise, an HTTP for blockchain, syncing protocols like the web's backbone, multi-chain ecosystems grow, Polkadot's 100 parachains by 2025, Cosmos's 200 zones, blending niches, privacy, speed into hybrids. Public-private mashups loom. HSBC might plug a private chain into Ethereum via Cosmos, marrying enterprise with open nets. Developers craft cross-chain dApps. Imagine a DAO, Chapter 6, voting on Ethereum, executing on Solana, funded via Binance. Businesses tokenize real estate across chains. A $1 million building splits into 1,000 tokens, tradable anywhere. It's not sci-fi. $1 trillion in cross-chain value by 2030 per Deloitte says it's coming. Fast. Conclusion. Interoperability's blockchain's next act, uniting Bitcoin's fortress, Ethereum's playground, and beyond into a humming web. Challenges, silos, compatibility, scale, loom, but bridges, layer 2s, and platforms like Polkadot are chiseling paths. The payoff? DeFi flows, DAOs span chains, industries sync, a blockchain world without borders. Strategic insight. Connect, don't isolate. The future's not one chain winning, but all thriving together. As we shift to Chapter 8, we'll face the regulators eyeing this web, because a connected blockchain's a powerful one, and power draws scrutiny. Chapter 8, Regulatory Landscape for DeFi and Decentralized Systems. Introduction to DeFi Regulation. Decentralized Systems, Bitcoin's Rebellion, Chapter 1, DeFi's Financial Frontier, Chapters 4 to 5, DAO's Governance Shakeup, Chapter 6, and Interoperability's Web, Chapter 7, are a wildfire, spreading fast and free. But every blaze draws the eye of the law. Regulation isn't a sideshow, it's a thundercloud over blockchain's horizon, balancing innovation's spark with society's safety. This isn't just about rules, it's about whether DeFi's borderless dream can coexist with government's iron grip. Built on Chapter 2's smart contracts and ledgers, these systems dodge central control, but regulators aren't blinking. This chapter maps the current landscape, the battles brewing, and the future ahead, because a tech this wild can't outrun the long arm of oversight forever. Current regulatory landscape. The world's a patchwork. Regulators scramble to lasso DeFi's runaway horse. In the USA, the SEC brands tokens like XRP Securities, suing Ripple in 2020 for $1.3 billion in unregistered sales, a case dragging into 2023. The CFTC polices crypto derivatives, fining BitMEX $100 million in 2021 for dodging rules. The EU's MiCA, set for 2024, aims to tame the beast, license exchanges, cap stablecoins, covering $200 billion in assets. Singapore's a pioneer, its Payment Services Act corralling crypto firms. $400 million in licenses by 2023. But here's the rub. DeFi's decentralized. Swap has no HQ, no CEO. Laws hit centralized targets, Coinbase, Binance, but smart contracts slip through, leaving regulators punching fog, racing to catch a tech that's already global. Key regulatory concerns. Governments aren't mad, they're scared, and here's why. Anti-money laundering, AML, and Know Your Customer, KYC. DeFi's pseudonymity's a laundering dream. $2.5 billion washed through crypto in 2022 per Chainalysis. No IDs, no trace. How do you stop a cartel cashing out via Aave? Tax compliance. Yield farming's a tax nightmare. Swap 1,000 ETH for DAI, stake it, earn $200. Every move's taxable, but who reports it? The IRS chased $3.5 billion in crypto taxes in 2021, mostly blind. DeFi platforms don't send 1099s. Fraud and security. Smart contract hacks. 1.6 billion stolen in 2022, like Cream Finance's 130 million gut punch. Fuel cries for protection. Rug pulls. Scams where devs ditch projects. Fleece newbies. $2 billion vanished this way in 2021. These aren't petty gripes. They're cracks in DeFi's armor, clashing freedom with accountability, daring regulators to draw lines in digital sand. Impact of regulations on DeFi ecosystems rules cut both ways, a sword and a shield. Innovation takes a hit. Startups flee strict zones. After China's 2021 crypto ban, $50 billion in projects bolted to Singapore. KYC mandates could lock out the unbanked. Kenyan farmer might need an ID he doesn't have, gutting inclusion. Yet, there's upside. Clear laws lure big money. JP Morgan's eyeing DeFi if rules solidify, potentially pouring billions in. Fraud curbs build trust. A regulated Uniswap might dodge the $10 million scams of 2022's Wild West. It's a tightrope. Strangle DeFi's spirit, and it dies. Guide it, and it thrives. A 2023 Gemini report pegs $1 trillion in institutional cash waiting. Regulation's the key, or the lock. Emerging trends in blockchain regulation. The tide's shifting. Rules evolve with the tech. Global frameworks. FATF's 2021 crypto guidelines push AML across 190 nations. $10 billion in compliance costs by 2025, sinking borders. DAO challenges. DAOs. Chapter 6. Baffle laws. No entity, no liability. Wyoming's 2021 DAO Act gives them LLC status. 50 registered by 2023, a test tube for others. Self-regulation. Projects preempt the hammer. Compound added optional KYC. In 2022, $500 million in assets. Chainalysis tracks $5 billion in illicit flows for DeFi devs, a DIY sheriff. These aren't shackles, they're scaffolds, bending regulation to blockchain's shape, not forcing a square peg into a round hole. Navigating regulatory challenges. DeFi is not helpless, smart moves dodge the storm. Optional KYC layers, like Aave's 2023 verified pools, keep decentralization while nodding to AML. 200 million flowed in fast. Decentralized IDs, DIDs, on blockchain, think Civic, let users prove identity without doxing, serving 1 million by 2023. Collaboration's gold. The Blockchain Association lobbies DC, softening SEC clause. $10 million spent in 2022, one delays on harsh rules. Real win. MakerDAO's 2021, legal wrapper in Delaware, shielding voters from liability, keeping DAI's $5 billion humming. It's not surrender, it's strategy, threading the needle between freedom and law, keeping DeFi's heart beating. Future outlook. Regulation's crystal ball is hazy, but signs glow. Global harmony's brewing. G20 talks in 2023 hint at synced crypto rules by 2027, potentially unlocking $2 trillion in cross-border DeFi. Clarity's a magnet. BlackRock's $500 million crypto ETF plan waits on SEC green lights. Businesses weave compliance in. Imagine Aave with built-in tax reporting, or DAOs as legal co-ops. Individuals gain too. Regulated stablecoins could bank 500 million unbanked by 2030, per World Bank hopes. The catch? Overreach, too tight, and DeFi's wings clip, too loose, and fraud festers. It's a dance, rules that protect but don't choke, a future where blockchain bends law, not breaks it. Conclusion. The regulatory landscape's a crucible, testing DeFi's mettle with AML fears, tax tangles, and fraud fires. It shapes a tightrope. Stifle startups or spark trust, block the unbanked or bank the world. From the USA's SEC to Singapore's licenses, it's a global chase. Trends like FATF and self-regulation hint at harmony. Navigating it demands cunning. KYC layers, DIDs, lobbying, keeping DeFi's soul alive. Strategic takeaway? Rules aren't the enemy. They're the frame for a bigger canvas. Next, Chapter 9 grounds this wild ride with case studies. Blockchain's real wins, proving its triumph. Chapter 9. Case studies on successful blockchain implementations. Introduction to blockchain case studies. Blockchain's no longer a whiteboard fantasy. It's a hammer reshaping the world, one swing at a time. From Chapter 1's fundamentals to Chapter 8's regulatory tightrope, we've built the why and how. Decentralization, Chapter 1. Smart contracts, Chapter 2. Industry reach, Chapter 3. DeFi's rise, Chapters 4 to 5. DAO's governance, Chapter 6. Interoperability's bridges, Chapter 7. This chapter dives into real victories, finance speeding up, healthcare locking down, supply chains clearing up, proving blockchain's not just talk, it's triumph. These aren't pilots, they're blueprints, showing what works, what stumbles, and what's next. Whether you're a coder, a CEO, or a dreamer, these stories light the path. Blockchain's revolution, delivered. Finance sector case study, cross-border payments with Ripple banks. Bleed time and money on global transfers. 3 to 5 days, 5 to 7% fees. Ripple's XRP ledger slashes that to seconds and cents. Santander's OnePay FX, lives since 2018, uses XRP to move $10 million daily across Europe and Latin America. Fees drop to 2, delays vanish. Transparency's the kicker. Every hop's on chain, no swift black box. By 2023, RippleNet's 300-plus partners moved $15 billion yearly, proving Chapter 4's DeFi speed isn't just for crypto kids, it's banking's future. Challenge? The SEC's $1.3 billion lawsuit, Chapter 8, muddies XRP's shine, but the win's clear. Blockchain's a financial bullet train. Healthcare sector case study, patient data management with MediLedger. Healthcare's a data jungle. Records scatter, breaches spike. 44 million hacked in 2021 per HHS. MediLedger, a private blockchain by Chronicled, tames it. Since 2019, US giants like Pfizer and McKesson sync patient data, encrypted, immutable, shared only with consent. A doctor in Ohio pulls your file from California in seconds, no fax roulette. Pharma shines too. $1 billion in counterfeit drugs, dodged yearly by tracking pills on chain. Scan a bottle, know it's real. Ties to Chapter 3's healthcare promise. Security meets interoperability. Hurdle? Adoption slow. Only 10% of hospitals joined by 2023. Still, it's a fortress. Blockchain guarding lives, not just ledgers. Supply chain management case study, provenance tracking with IBM's Food Trust. Food frauds, a $40 billion beast. Fake fish, tainted lettuce. IBM's Food Trust, on Hyperledger, slays it. Walmart's been tracing mangoes since 2018. Scan a QR, see the farm, picker, ship date, all locked on chain. A 2018 E. coli outbreak shrank from weeks to hours to trace. 2.2 seconds pinpointed the source, yanking bad romaine fast. By 2023, 200 firms, Nestlé, Tyson, tracked $10 billion in goods, cutting fraud 30% per IBM. Smart contracts, Chapter 2. Autopay farmers on delivery, no invoicing lag. Chapter 3. Supply chain clarity. Trust's not a handshake, it's a hash. Costs. 100 monthly fees sting small players. Still, it's a transparency titan. Energy sector case study. Energy trading with Power Ledger Utilities hog power, literally. Power Ledger's blockchain lets Aussies trade solar juice peer-to-peer. Since 2016, Perth rooftops sell excess watts, 1,000 yearly per household, tracked on-chain, no middleman skimming. By 2023, 50,000 users swapped $5 million in energy, tokenized carbon credits, adding $1 million more. Smart grids, hum, meters balance loads, cut blackouts. Tiny, 0.1% of Australia's grid. But it's a spark. Blockchain, powering homes, not just headlines. Government Services Case Study, Identity Verification in Estonia. Estonia's a digital utopia, 99% of services online, thanks to blockchain. Since 2014, its e-residency program hands out on-chain IDs. 1.3 million citizens, 100,000 global e-residents by 2023. Need a visa, taxes, healthcare? One ID, one click. $500 million saved yearly per Estonia's government. Voting's a gem. 44% cast 2019 ballots via blockchain, tamper-proof and instant. Fraud, near zero. Immutability's the shield. Chapter 2. Echoes. Chapter 3's Civic Revamp. Efficiency meets trust. Catch? Tech literacy's a must, 10% still lag. Still, it's a beacon. Government lean and mean, blockchain built. Emerging industries. Case study, NFTs and digital art with OpenSea Art's old guard, galleries, auctions, meets blockchain's new wave. OpenSea on Ethereum powers NFT trading since 2017, $25 billion in volume by 2023. Beeple's Everydays sold for $69 million in 2021. Smart contracts, Chapter 2, pay him 10% on every resale. $1 million extra by now. Creators tokenize music, games. Grimes netted $6 million in 2021. Ties to Chapter 4's tokenomics. Ownership's a token, not a deed. Pitfall? Hype. 90% of NFTs tanked in 2022's crash. But the core holds. Blockchains redefining creative cash, one pixel at a time. Lessons learned from case studies. Patterns emerge. Success isn't luck. Key factors. Clear pain points. Ripple speed. MetaLedger's trust. Plus partnerships. Walmart, IBM. And user focus. OpenSea's artists win. Scale matters. Power Ledger's niche grows slow without it. Challenges overcome. Regulation bends. Ripple fights the SEC. Estonia lobbies. EU. Tech adapts. Food Trust cuts costs yearly. Adoptions grind. MetaLedger begs hospitals to join. Takeaway? Solve real woes. Team up. Iterate. Blockchain's not plug and play, it's build and battle. Future opportunities. The horizon's ripe. Finance could tokenize stocks, $10 trillion market by 2030 per BCG. Healthcare might track pandemics, $5 billion saved tracing outbreaks, says WHO. Supply chains fuse IoT, Chapter 3. $50 billion in goods, synced by 2025. Energy scales. Power Ledger in every city, $100 billion traded. Governments digitize. India's eyeing blockchain IDs for $1.4 billion. Emerging fields tokenized films, $1 billion crowdfunded by 2030. Scaling needs. Interoperability. Food Trust talks to VeChain. Strategy. Pilot expand smart. Blockchain's next wave's untapped, waiting. Conclusion. These cases, Ripple's Zip, MetaLedger's Lock, Food Trust's Clarity, Power Ledger's Green, Estonia's Ease, OpenSea's Art, prove blockchain's muscle. They speed finance, secure health, trace goods, green energy, slim government, and mint creators gold. Lessons scream, target pain, team up, push past hurdles. Module 1's arc, from Chapter 1's spark to Chapter 8's reigns, lands here. Blockchain's real, rocking industries now. Strategic nugget, leverage its strengths, transparency, automation, and dodge its traps. Scale, law. The revolution's not coming. It's here, and you're holding the map. Closing remarks. The blockchain revolution. Unveiled. Blockchain isn't a whisper in the tech wind. It's a roar, reshaping how we trust, trade, and team up. Module 1's journey, from the raw spark of Bitcoin's genesis, Chapter 1, to the nuts and bolts of its architecture, Chapter 2, laid the groundwork. We've seen it storm industries, Chapter 3, fuel DeFi's financial uprising, Chapters 4 and 5, and birth DAO's radical governance, Chapter 6. Interoperability's bridges, Chapter 7, aim to stitch it all together, while Regulation's shadow, Chapter 8, tests its grit. The case studies, Chapter 9, Ripple's speed, Estonia's IDs, OpenSea's art, aren't just wins. They're proof blockchain's boots are on the ground kicking down doors. This isn't code in a vacuum. It's a seismic shift in power. Bitcoin tore trust from banks. Ethereum handed us smart contracts to run our own show. DeFi's lending, insurance, and trading fling. Financial gates wide. 1.7 billion unbanked can join. No permission slip needed. DAOs turn boardrooms into blockchains, letting a coder in Mumbai vote alongside a farmer in Iowa. Interoperability dreams of a web where chains don't clash, but collab, and real stories. $15 billion zipped via Ripple, $5 million swapped in Perth homes, show it's not hype, it's happening. Blockchain dismantles middlemen, links ecosystems, and puts control in your wallet, whether you're lending crypto, insuring crops, or trading art. Challenges don't sleep. Scalability's a chokehold, 7 TPS versus Visa's 24,000. Smart contract hacks bleed billions, $1.6 billion in 2022 alone. Regulators loom with cuffs. SEC's $1.3 billion Ripple suit. But solutions rise. Sharding, Layer 2s, audits, and self-regulation, KYC nod, fight back, driven by a community that doesn't quit. This module's your toolkit. The why, freedom, the how, tech, the what, real wins. Whether you're a dev coding dApps, an entrepreneur tokenizing a dream, or a curious soul eyeing the future. The revolution's not on the horizon. It's here, loud and live. Module 1's just the opening act. Blockchain saga rolls on. New modules, deeper dives, your own moves. It's a world where value flows free, intermediaries fade, and opportunities boundless. You've got the map. Where you take it is the next chapter, yours to write.